I have another interesting story for you today from the Hill. Jason Chaffetz, the House Oversight Committee chairman, told KSL News Radio Doug Wright that he may not finish out his full term through 2018. He's still debating the decision amid uncertainty over how Utah would establish a process to replace him early. I will continue to weigh the options, but I might depart early, Chaffetz told Utah Host on Thursday. Chaffetz cited a desire to spend more time with his family in Utah and potentially a return to the private sector. So the climate around the Republican Party has begun to shift significantly, and Chaffetz, who is also responsible for investigating President Trump for potential conflicts of interest, is seemingly now will step down either early or he'll just wait out his entire term until 2018 and he just won't seek re-election. Now, he may end up returning in some way or another. He may end up running for governor. We don't necessarily know in what fashion he'll show up in, but I don't necessarily think that'll be the last where we see of Jason Chaffetz. But for somebody who is supposed to be objective, who's supposed to be investigating the potential conflicts of interest, I don't necessarily see a lot of confidence from Mr. Jason, especially considering the fact that when you think about all the town halls that have been going on for just in the past month, it's been rather crazy. Like, Arizona's Senator Jeff Flakes, when he was talking about his justification for Gorsuch, and during this town hall, he went on to say that Gorsuch will be the last SCOTUS pick that will have a filibuster. And, his constituents had a retort for that. And they said, well, what about Garland? Because Garland didn't even get a hearing. Like, that's even, that's worse. I mean, how are you? This is a common talking point that I see Republicans just talking about all the time. It's just how are you guys just like constantly moving the goalpost, getting mad at the Democrats for not wanting to vote with you? They're Democrats. Who the fuck are? I mean, if they're gonna vote with you on every single issue just because you say so, they might as well not be Democrats. They might as well be fucking Republicans. So I find that very ridiculous, and I also find it just really just the most ridiculous thing also as well, to just bring up just the fact that the Democrats are going to filibuster Gorsuch, but not bring up the fact that you guys just refuse to have a hearing outright when it is your constitutional duty to do so, and you just decided, you know what, we're just not going to do it just because we're not. I mean, who the fuck does that? And how are you just gonna say that you're just gonna walk up there with a straight face and say, well, oh my gosh, the Democrats are being unreasonable? No. You refuse to have a fucking hearing for almost an entire year, and you broke the filibuster record. So who the hell are you to even talk about doing the filibuster? You wouldn't even allow Garland to even have a hearing. So don't even come at me with that bullshit. But you also need to think about another town hall, where Senator Dean Heller of Nevada also had a town hall, and he was talking about Obamacare. Actually, I think it'd be better if you just hear the clip yourself.
It's hard to sit here and listen to you say that you support preventive care for women when we know how you voted on March 30th. The vice president had to come in and break a tie, and that basically defunded Title 10
That's not
funding.
true. That's not true.
We know how you voted, Senator. We saw you. I've been diagnosed with MS since 1999, and look at me, I'm here this way because I've been able to access medical care. Now, that wasn't on my own. I had to find a way through my husband's care. I was never able to get my own job that I wanted because I have a pre-existing condition. I still have a lot to give, a lot to produce, so tell me the truth. Will you commit to supporting only plans that do not banish those of us with chronic pre-existing conditions to high-risk pools, or not? That's yes or no.
First of all, I'm sorry to hear about your story, and I do
No, don't be
emphasize.
sorry. Look
I
at
do
me.
emphasize.
I'm like this because I have
But I want to
healthcare.
make sure that other people in your situation also have access to health care. And we will do that. We have 200,000 people here in the state of Nevada through Medicaid
So
expansion
you will not
that
support
now have
anything
access.
putting us in high-risk pools?
I want to make
Yes
sure.
or no?
I want to make sure
High-risk
you
pools,
have
that's
health care.
my question, please. Yes or no on high-risk pools? I think we're being clear.
We're going to
Can
have-
you be clear? We're being clear.
I will support high-risk pools
You will
because there
support
are
them.
some people that want them. There are people who want them.
Thank you, Senator. We see where you are.
If you're 20 years of age, you may not want to buy health care, but there ought to be a high-risk pool to make sure that everybody is taken care of, and I will make sure that that occurs.
It's just that these Republicans have begun to behave as though they are not a party of the people. They're just a party of the donors. It's just they have become so polarized to the point where I'm just they've totally miscalculated where where their alliances are, where they're trying to stay with Trump as much as possible, but by leaning so far in his direction, they've become a party in and of itself to where they're not responding at all to the people who put them in that place. They're not even doing their jobs at all. So I don't feel sorry at all for Jason. I mean, this is just the climate is changing, and I think it's just time for a new person to just come in and take over from there.